Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be giving my 2024 National Series predictions and expectations for the 2024 National Series season, starting with Daytona in a couple weeks. So let's just get right into it. First to be Stewart Haas Racing with the 00 Cole Custer and the 98 Wiley Hubst. Both of them won races last year. Cole Custer obviously won the championship last year. So my expectations for the team is both obviously make the playoffs because Wiley missing the playoffs last year was a huge disappointment. Could have been the second time in I think his 3 years with the team. Because 2021 he should have missed the playoffs, but Michael Annett got injured, so he was lucky to get that 12th spot from Michael, but he got eliminated in round 12 anyway. And 2022 made the playoffs, but until Wiley hopes he missed the playoffs, but again eliminated in round 12. And like I said last year, he didn't make the playoffs at all. However, he did show some promise last year at the very end, getting his first career win in dominating fashion in his home track in Las Vegas. And I think he accumulated 4 top 5 finishes in the last 4 races, so that's a really great way to end the year for not having making the playoffs. So if he would have made the playoffs and made the round of 12, he would have made the playoffs, and he would have made the round of 8. He would have made the championship 4 with his win from Vegas, which I've been really interesting to see both Stewart Haas cars in the championship 4, which that's usually the goal I think for both those teams. So for Wiley Herbst, make the playoffs and try to get to the round of 8. And I expect it, since he showed he can win a race, so I expect him to win a race, maybe 2 or 3, we'll see. Cole Custer, on the other hand, the reigning champion, I expect him to win multiple races again. He won 3 last year, so I expect him to win multiple races again, maybe another 3, maybe 4, 5, 6. I had him winning like 7 or 8 races last year, and he just very disappointingly underperformed, but he still made the championship 4, and he still won the title though. I didn't have him as the champion because I had John Nemechek, I think, as the champion, but I expect him to make the championship 4 again at least, and Wiley I expect him to make at least the round of 8, possibly the championship 4. But for Wiley, round of 8 at least. Next is Junior Motorsports, starting off with the Warner Sam Mayer. He surprised everybody, including myself, winning 4 races and making the championship 4, which I didn't see that coming at all. I had him going to round. I had him making the playoffs last year, but not championship 4. I think the round of 8 would have been an accomplishment in itself. So for Sam, I expect him to win multiple races again. Maybe not 4, but maybe like 2 or 3, and make the championship 4. Not make the championship 4, make the round of 8 at least. Next is Justin Allgaier, who's basically the Denny Ham of the National Series. He can get there, he just can't get. He can get there, he just can't finish the deal. Same with Denny. He can get there, he just can't finish the deal. Or sometimes sometimes he'll just miss getting there. But for Justin Allgaier, I expect him to make the championship 4, and I expect him to win multiple races, just like last year. I think he won 3 races last year as well, so I expect him to do the same thing this year. The new addition to Junior Motorsports in the 8 car, Sammy Smith, replacing Josh Berry, who's going to the Cup Series. He won 1 race last year in JGR equipment, that was very surprising, since John Hunter won 7 races. And even the All-Star 19 car won a race with Matt Truex at Dover. So I'm surprised that Sammy didn't win more races, honestly. I guess John Hunter was the number 1, I guess. I don't know. So, my expectations for Sammy, let's see. This is his second full year in the National Series. He can win. So I don't expect him to win like 2 or 3 races like Justin or Sam. He can win a race, maybe 2, but I don't see him winning like 5 or 6. So I expect him to make the playoffs. He made it the round of 8 last year. He should have made the championship 4 in Martinsville, but with the win there, but oh well. So my expectations for Sammy, make the playoffs, get to the round of 8, and then go from there. For Brandon Jones, I had high expectations for him last year, and he fumbled the ball. Nothing went right for that 19. Absolutely nothing. And he's going to have a new crew chief this year because Jason Motet's moved out to Cup to crew chief for Jimmy Johnson in his 9 Cup races in the 84. So Brandon's going to have a new crew chief. I don't know who his new crew chief is going to be, but I expect Brandon Jones to make the playoffs at least this year, as opposed to last year. Last year he came close with a win, almost with a clutch win at Kansas behind John Nemechek, but just needed a little bit more. So I expect him to win a race, hopefully, and I expect him to make the playoffs. Now, if he gets to the round of 8, that would be a question mark, but definitely round of 12 at least. Points will win. Next is Richard Jones Racing. We got the 2 car with a new up-and-comer Jesse Love, who's made only a handful of Truck Series starts. This is going to be his first full National Series season, and he's just a young kid. He's like 18 or something like that, so that's insane. Replacing Sheldon Creed is going to JGR, which we'll talk about in a little bit. My expectations for Jesse, make the playoffs. That's the main goal. Make the playoffs. I don't see him winning a race, because again, he's 18, so there's a lot different competition between ARCA and the National Series, so very different competition. So I expect him to make at least the playoffs, and I believe he's the only rookie. Going for Rookie of the Year in the National Series. I could be wrong about that, but off the top of my head, I think he's the only one. So yeah, he should have Rookie of the Year locked up at least. And also on the 21, I felt so bad for him at Martinsville last year, but then again, he kind of put that upon himself, trying to blame Sheldon. But he won 4 races and missed the championship 4 by like a few points. And I can bet you, I had him going to the championship 4, at least. I didn't have him in the title, but I had him at least going to the Final 4, so him missing the Final 4 was a huge shock. So it kind of goes in with Sam Mayer winning Homestead, which that threw a curveball in itself. So my expectations for Austin Hill, once again win multiple races and once again make the championship 4. Actually, not once again. This time make the championship 4. Yeah, that's basically it for RCR. Next is JD Motorsports. I believe they're only gonna have 1 car this year. It'll be in the 4 Dawson Cram. That kid can qualify a car. It don't matter. He even in the 74 car when he drove a couple times, he put blister lap for that car and that thing. So my expectations for Dawson, just finish all the races, log ups, laps, and hopefully not miss any races. Because that would just finishing the year would be a win for them, and not missing any races. Next is Al Motorsports. They're getting a rebranding. They're changing the number from 02 to the 5, and they're bringing Anthony Alfredo back into the fold after 2 years away. And Anthony was, in 2021, he was hit or miss. I say he was the second best car out of that camp behind Brett Moffitt in the 02, then Jeb Boone in the 27. So my expectations for Anthony, try to be up front in those play races and maybe sneak a win there. I don't see him making the playoffs without a win, obviously. So it'd have to be Daytona, Talladega, or Atlanta to make the playoffs. So, but overall, I don't think he'll win a race, and I don't think he'll make the playoffs. I see him maybe winning top 20 at least. Top 15, top 20 on track for what the car can give. Because he can perform in that. He performed in that 78 car, so if he can perform in that equipment, which is arguably worse equipment than Al Motorsports, then he should have no problem winning top 15, top 20 in an Al Motorsports car. Next is Colleague Racing. They're getting a overhaul, so to speak. They're going to have 4 cars with 3 full-time, 1 part-time. So we're starting off with the 10, which is going to be currently one for 10 races at least with Daniel Dye behind the wheel. The first race for him will be Daytona, and then the next race will be, I think, Martinsville in the spring. So it's going to be a little while before we see Daniel Dye back in that 10 car. So my expectations so far for that 10 car, win races. Self-explanatory. Since they're not going for anything, they're just out there for trophy hunting. So for the car, it should win. Daniel Dye, on the other hand, he's 19, so And he had a miserable rookie in the Truck Series. Even though, like I say, he's young, he still has potential. So he ran. I think he ran 2 races last year. Actually, no, he's supposed to run 2, but I think he missed 1 because of a wreck. He wasn't cleared to race because he wrecked out the day prior in the truck race. So I think it was Phoenix actually. So last fall. So for Daniel, just log some laps, get some top 15s maybe, and try to turn those into top 10s. Don't go out and win right away. Just start getting top 15s and top 10s, and for Daytona, since that's gonna be his only race in like 2 months in that 10 car. Just stay out of trouble, be right there at the end. Try to get a good finish. Next is the 11, which is Josh Williams, replacing Daniel Hemric, who's moved up to Cup full time in the 31 for colleague. For Josh, this is a great opportunity for him, a career-defining opportunity for him. He deserves this opportunity. He's worked so hard for it over the past few years, especially outperforming the 92 car for DGM, and even and a little bit of time in the 78 for BJ. So my expectations for Josh is to obviously make the playoffs. I think that'd be his main goal, and maybe he can get his first career win this year. I would love to see him win a race, at least one. But I think he can do it. I think he can win a race. It's just, I think he said he wants to start off getting top 10s and then try to turn those into top 5s and then maybe victories. So he has the right mindset to it. So for Josh, make the playoffs. And maybe get a win. Next is AJ Allmendinger in the 16, who's got demoted from the Cup Series to the National Series. So this will be his third full-time season in the National Series in 4 years, because he ran Cup full-time last year. But he'll be winning some part-time Cup races, along with Josh. So, Allmendinger is 2 full-time seasons. He won 5 races in each, with his most recent season winning 4 of them on road courses in Talladega. So my expectations for him, win multiple races and make the championship 4. Because he missed the championship 4 in 2022. He made it in 2021, but he was basically a no-show, I think, if I remember correctly. Because it was between Cindric and Hemric, I think, that whole night. And Noah was up there as well. But AJ wasn't really competing for that spot. So, like I said, AJ, win multiple races, maybe 5 again, and make the championship 4. And the big one, SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, will be running full-time in the 97 for colleague. But the funny thing is, since he signed with Trackhouse, it has the Trackhouse font, and it's weird seeing a colleague yellow number with the Trackhouse font on the roof of his car. It's just really weird. And he'll also be winning some part-time races in Cup as well in the 16, along with AJ and Josh. I think his first Cup race is COTA, Circuit of the Americas, so won't be till March till we see him in the Cup car. But my expectations for SVG, well, on road courses, I think he should win easily because that's his background. It's obvious. And I think it's going to be really cool to see AJ versus SVG on road courses this year in the National Series. That's going to be really awesome. However, for the ovals, he's going to struggle. Because, I mean, he did get top 15 at IRP in the trucks, which that was a huge accomplishment. But I think that was his only oval start his whole life. So he grew up on road courses. So he's going to start off quite a bit slow for the National Series, because I think the first road course ain't until COTA. It's in March. So, and then the next one will be Sonoma. No, it'll be Portland, and then Sonoma. So that'll be his little highlight on the schedule. But for SVG, he should make the playoffs at least. Maybe let be the last guy in if he doesn't win, like the 12th, 11th, 12th spot. However, I wouldn't be too upset if he missed the playoffs in the National Series because he's never ran ovals before. So if he wins a race and makes the playoffs, that's fantastic. That's awesome. Congratulations. However, I wouldn't be too upset if he missed the playoffs because it's literally his first season and majority of the schedule's ovals. If majority of the schedule are road courses, yeah, then he'd be round of eight probably. But how the series is oval defined, he's gonna struggle. So I would like to see him win at least one race, maybe possibly two. That'd be probably a stretch. Make the playoffs, but I think making the playoffs should be the main goal for SVG. Next is AM Racing. The 15 car, Haley Deegan, full time. Moving up from the truck series to the national series after 3 dismal seasons in trucks, honestly. Especially in Thor Sport equipment, which was championship caliber equipment. And she didn't do jack in those, so that's kind of disappointing. But for Haley, she has promise, but she's been getting worse and worse every year in the truck series. So for Haley, she's not going to make the playoffs. She's not going to win a race. I think the goal for her is just log all the laps, get some seat time, and just hover around like the 15th to 20th area. If she can finish top 15, top 20, majority of the time, then I call that a win in my book. And she's also competing for Rookie of the Year as well, along with SVG and who's the other one? Jessie Love. So she's not going to win Rookie of the Year. It's going to be between Jessie Love and SVG. I think maybe SVG getting a slight advantage, but Jessie Love can easily win a race too, I think. So, but I don't see that happening. So, she's not going to win Rookie of the Year. So, but I see her being winning top 15, top 20. And also, they're going to have a second call, the 25, but they've yet to make an announcement on that lad yet. I believe they said they will commit to have 2 full-time cars in 2024, so the 15 and the 25. So we'll see who'll be in that 25 car. I would hope we Brett Moffitt again, but we'll see. Next is Joe Gibbs Racing. They're going to be expanding to 4 cars full-time. They're going to have 2 full-time drivers with 2 all-star cars. So the first guy, we got Sheldon Creed in the 18. This is a put-up or shut-up season. If he was talking all that crap about RCR and he said he was the number 2 guy and they were giving me terrible equipment, then he needs to go out here and win freaking 4 or 5 races. Then, if he's gonna be talking all that crap, he's gonna be back up there talking smacking, so he's gotta put up or shut up. He's gotta win multiple races. He's gotta at least win 8 races because he's got like what 7, 8 second place finishes now at this point. the guy he's like Kyle Larson. He kept finishing second, and then finally broke through 1. He's like Chase Elliott, kept finishing second, and then he finally won. It's like a curse. It's like a curse. You get all these second place finishes, and then you finally break through that win, and then the floodgates just open. There you go, winning 3 or 4 races afterwards. So, for Sheldon, he's got to win multiple races. He's got to make the playoffs. And he might have to make the championship for him. Might. He almost did in Martinsville last year, if it wasn't for Austin Hill. But we'll see. You got to put up where his mouth is. Got to put money where his mouth is. Got to put up a shut up. That's basically what it is. Next is the 19 car, which is driven by multiple drivers this year, so they're going for the owner's title. See, we got Taylor Gray, William Sawalich, who'll be winning the last 3 races of the year, so he won't monitor what he does till November. Joe Graf Jr., Ryan Truex, and I think that's it. I think it's like 4 or 5 drivers. William Sawalich, Joe Graf Jr., Taylor Gray, and Ryan Truex. Yeah, it is. Those are the 4 drivers. For a majority of these guys, they'll be making for Ryan Truex. He should be the main. He should be the leader of that bunch. Because he won a race last year in that 19 car, so I expect him to be up there again. Up there in the top 5, top 10. We won't know what Williams Sauvage can do till I think it's Martinsville, Phoenix, and Homestead. So we won't know. We won't know until the end of the year. But I expect him to win all the laps, finish top 10. Maybe in like 1 or 2 of those. Joe Graf Jr., he showed promise in that 19 car. He showed promise. I think he can improve. Maybe get some more top 10s, maybe some top 15s. I think he could do really good in that 19 car. And Taylor Gray, same thing as Williams Sawalich. Won all the laps, finished top 10, top 15. Next is the 20 of Jahan Nemechek and Eric Almirola. Jahan Nemechek winning part-time in the National Series. I think he's winning 10 races, while Eric Almirola is doing the rest. And Eric could be winning part-time in that car after stepping away from full-time Cup racing. So that car should win multiple races with both drivers, especially John Hunter. Well, not especially John Hunter, especially Eric. And John Hunter, he can easily win multiple races in that 20 car, easily. And for Eric, I expect him to win multiple races as well. And I believe that car will probably be going for the owner's title. And I mean, the 19 is as well, but the 20 is like the main all-star car. And then last but not least, we got the 81 of Chandler Smith. He'll be full-time with Sheldon Creed, so they'll be the 2 main guys leading the way for JGR. I expect he won a race last year at Richmond. He started off the year hot last year, and then he fell off like the middle part of the year, then struggled to get anything back. So my expectations for Chandler, I expect him to win a race again, and I expect to make the playoffs. And I might see him going to the round of 8, at least. But the main goal is just win a race and make the playoffs. Okay, next is Sam Hunt Racing. I think they're still going to have 2 cars full-time, but just with multiple drivers in both of them, with the 24 and 26. They haven't announced anything for the 24, so I'm going to skip over that. So far, they've been named 3 drivers for the 26 car. Sage Karam, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and Corey Heim. Sage Karam will drive the car at Daytona, and then Jeffrey Earnhardt will take over at Atlanta, and then Corey Heim will take over at Las Vegas. Sage earned this opportunity because he drove the 24, I believe. Yeah, 24 at Road America and almost won. Could have won. So, yeah, I expect him, at least on the road courses, to compete in like top 5, top 10. At least on road courses. Daytona, I expect him to be there at the end, stay out of trouble. Jeffrey, he's returning to the team. He hasn't been there since they started in 2021. And he showed glimpses of hope in that car, but he just was mainly like a back marker. Did get a top 10, though, at Nashville, finishing 7th, though, in 2021. But I don't think that's going to be good enough. I think I want to see him win top 20, top 15 more in that car, because it has potential. If Kaz can win top 10, top 15 in it, maybe top 5, and if Sage Karam can win top 5 in a similar car on a road course, then there should be no excuse for Jeffrey to win top 15, top 20, maybe top 10. Should be no excuse. And for Corey Heim, I think he ran 2 races last year and finished top 10 in both of them, so yeah, so another reason for Jeffrey to get better. Corey Heim, his first race will be Las Vegas. I expect him to win, not win, what am I saying? This ain't trucks. I expect him to win top 10, top 15 in the starts. Next is Jordan Anderson Racing, the 27 of Jeb Burton and the 31 Parker Retzlaff, both returning to the series. Jeb got the upset win at Talladega last spring. I don't expect him to pull off another upset win again, but I think he was close to making the playoffs on points last year too without that win. I think if he would have not won that race, I think he would have been just shy of the playoffs, I think. So, I expect him to be right around that playoff bubble again, but I don't see him winning a race again. For Parker Retzlaff, on the other hand, he showed glimpses of hope too, especially in the short tracks and in qualifying. Because I remember he started 4th in Martinsville. Both races? No, he started top 10 both races in Martinsville. So, he can start off great. He just needs to get there at the end. And he's done that a couple times last year, but I expect him to do more of that this year. So I expect him to get more top 15s and maybe turn those top 15s into top 10s. Next is RSS Racing. They're going to have 4 cars full-time, I believe, with the 28 being CJ McLaughlin, the 29 being Blaine Perkins, the 38 being Kyle Sieg, and then, of course, the 39 of Ryan Sieg. For CJ McLaughlin and 28, I don't expect anything from him. Just log some laps, finish races. That's it. I guess same kind of goes for the 29 of Blaine Perkins. Because I expect him to be the same way, but maybe do a little better than CJ. But we'll see. And for the 38 Kyle Sieg, he showed glimpses of hope throughout the year. So I expect him to get some top 20s, top 15s, and turn those in the top 10s. Same with his brother Ryan, who I think has come so close from getting that upset win and making the playoffs. He did make the playoffs, surprisingly, in 2021? I want to say it was 2021 and 2022 that he was a spoiler and made the playoffs, which is very surprising for that team. So I don't think he'll be that way again, but he should be like close to the playoff bubble at least. Maybe like 17th, 18th, something like that. Next is M-Wing Case Motorsports, the 3553. I assume they're gonna have only one car full time, because Bob, I forgot to mention since we're talking about Patrick Emling, he'll be the main driver in the 07 car for Bobby Dotto. I don't know about the 08, but my expectations for Patrick just won all the laps and finished races. Same goes for the 35 car, which I'll probably be mostly driven by Joey Gase, maybe Chris Hacker. But I expect them to just finish the race and walk some laps. Maybe the 53 car as well if they have a driver in that one. Next is Alpha Prime. We got the 43 Ryan Ellis, the 44 Brendan Poole, and the 45 car driven by multiple drivers, starting with Cesar Baccarella at Daytona. For both the 43 and 44, I don't see both Ryan Ellis and Brendan Poole make the playoffs, but I expect them to be somewhat competitive, top 20 at least. We'll see them. For Cesar Baccarella, just finished Daytona. Lost some laps in Daytona, finish the race, make the race. That's pretty much it. Next is Parker Klingerman in the 48 for Big Machine Racing. They surprised me last year. I mean, I said Parker would be right around the playoff bubble, but I didn't expect him to make the playoffs. And he came so close to making the round of 8 as well, if he would have won Texas. So I expect him to be right around that playoff bubble again, and he almost got his first career win too, like twice, or 3 times. It was like 2 or 3, 3 times actually, because Talladega, I think, Road America, and Texas. So I expect to see Parker run around the playoff bubble again and maybe make the playoffs again this time. Maybe with a win, not just points. And then the 51 Jimmy Clements, they pulled off a spoiler win. Was it 2022 at Daytona? Yeah, 2022. When he shocked the world, made the playoffs. Through the playoff picture loop. I don't think he'll do that again this year. Just expect him to lock some laps, finish races. Get some get some surprising finishes, but that should be my expectations for him. Next is the 66 car and the 74. I'm gonna do both of them at the same time because they're basically the same thing. Maybe part-time, possibly full-time. I'll try to be full-time. Maybe make some races, lock some laps to get some money. Next is the 78 car, BJ McLeod Motorsports. I haven't heard anything from that team. Ever since Anthony Alfredo made the announcement he wasn't returning to that team, I have heard nothing from BJ in that 78 car. So that's going to be a question mark for now. And I believe, and the last team is DGM Racing with the 91-92, possibly the 36, but for part-time, but we'll see about that. But the 91 will be driven by Kyle Weatherman full-time. He has potential because he's shown in Al Motorsports equipment in the 02 and even DGM equipment in the 91 and the 92 that he can get everything out of that car and then some. So my expectations for Kyle Weatherman: continue that trend, get some great finishes. He's not gonna make the playoffs, but he should be at least like top 20 in points, at least, which that'd be really awesome for him. Since he'll probably be the main guy at that team now since Josh left. And the 92 is just be part-time with I think mainly Josh Bilicki behind the wheel, who's a really good workhorse racer. So I expect him to be there for maybe Daytona or some workhorse races, maybe some ovals. We'll see. But my expectations for Josh, just Bilicki. Just lock some laps, get some great finishes. He got top 10 finish at Road America last year, so I expect him to see get maybe another shocker finish on a workhorse, maybe another top 10. That'd be really cool for him and that team. Then I think that would do it for all of my predictions for the 2024 National Series season. This is going to be, I wouldn't say this is going to be the toughest, but last year it was pretty competitive, I believe. Yeah, pretty competitive last year. And this year, I think it's going to be even more competitive. Because you got AJ back, you got SVG in the field, you got Josh and Williams and great equipment. He might perform. I think he would perform. Still got the GM Motorsports cars as always. Got the Stewart-Haas cars as always. Got the Gibbs cars as always. So this is going to be a really competitive season for the whole shebang, so to speak. So, and I'm looking forward to Daytona. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to get to Saturday, February 18th, I believe. No, that's a Sunday, the 17th of February. That's going to do it for me, y'all. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to the video, ring the bell so you know wherever I upload. The Cup Series predictions will be coming out tomorrow, and then it will be a while before I upload again. It will be my picks for who missed the Daytona 500. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.